Oh, it was. I did. I checked it. The little mic. This mic was not working on this thing, so I'm using the mic on the computer now. Sound quality might not be as good, I don't know, as it was last year. The first thing we're going to go over is the formula for slope. If I give you two ordered pair, those are x's and y's. It is, yeah. So that's one thing you can look for is rise over run. All right, that's definitely one thing y'all can look for. What if you're, huh? Yeah, well, we're going to get to that equation, y equals mx plus b. But how do you find the slope? Let's say that I give you two ordered pairs. How would you find the slope of that? M equals, yep, subtract your y's, subtract your x's, and that's it, okay? As far as which one you write first, it doesn't matter. But like, if I start with this one first, then I must also start with that first again. Okay, so let's find the slope of this. Okay, what are my y values? Which one do you want to start with? What?
Is that at the bottom? Is that 2?
x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. That just means you have two x's and two y's. Here they are. That's an x value. That's an x value. How many of them are there? 2 of them. And then that's a y value, and that's a y value. So let's subtract our y values. Which one do you want to start with, the 3 or the -2? It doesn't matter.
But that -2 is a negative here. That's what you said y.
Huh? I haven't written these yet, these up here. This is just a formula. I'm about to plug in. Okay? No, I'm about to plug in numbers now. So instead of y, let me just write this -2. What's my other y value? 3. Okay, then what are my x values? I have to go in the same order. 1 minus 2. And then I would just subtract them. What's -2 minus 3? -5. And 1 minus 2? -1. What does that simplify to? A +5. So my slope is +5, or you could think of it as 5 over 1. Do y'all remember this? All you do is subtract your y's, subtract your x's. So let me do a couple. If I had -3, 7, and -2, 4. So I'm going to subtract my y's. What are they? I don't care which one you start with. Okay? 7 minus 4. If you started with that one, then when you go to the x's, what do you have to do? Start with this one. -3 minus -2. Okay? And then I'll get 7 minus 4 is 3. And then -3 minus 2, minus -2 is -1. If I simplified it, it's just -3 is my slope. That means you go down 3 and over 1. We're getting to that in a little bit. Do we need one more of these? We remember that? Does anybody need to write the formula down? No, we're good with that. Okay. If you look at the graph, we have different slopes of the lines. You have a positive slope. Remember, we read left to right. So this one's going up. That's why it's positive. This is a negative slope because it's going down. This is a 0 slope. Do y'all remember slope, dude? Yeah. And then this is the undefined slope when he fell off the cliff. Okay? So we do remember those? Yeah. Y'all know y'all like slope, dude. Okay. Now, let's see. I can keep going? Why are we laughing? Because it's slope, dude? No. All right. Now we're going to look at slope-intercept form. This is what Ryder was talking about. Y equals mx plus b. I'm giving you two things. It's called slope-intercept because what two things am I giving you? A slope and a intercept, and it's the y-intercept. The m is your slope. The b is the y-intercept. What in the world does y-intercept even mean? Does anybody know? It's where it crosses the y-axis. Okay? It's where they meet, the line and the y-axis. Okay? So that's the intercept. So they, on this first one, they give me m is 1, what is that number? I can't even see. 1/5 and your slope-intercept is -3. See, if x was 0, y is -3. That's your intercept. So how do I write that in this form? Anybody? Y equals, read it to me. What would it say? 1/5. Y equals 1/5 x. And what's my y-intercept? -3. That's it.
What would you do with the 0?
The x was 0. That's just saying if the x is 0, the y-intercept is -3. You're not plugging in the point. They might give this information to you like that, or they might give this information to you like this. This just means,
Anything with that?
no, on this problem right here, this just means the y-intercept is -3. Okay? Here's another one.
So is that your answer, or is that what?
Yeah, that's all they want. Write the equation. Y equals mx plus b. They give you m, and they're telling you this is b. Okay? Not last year, in Algebra 1, they wrote it like this. Okay? But in Algebra 2, they're writing it like this. So you'll know, oh, that's the y-intercept. So we plug in -3. One more of those. What's the equation of the line if we have m equals 6 and the y-intercept is, and they give you those words, 0, 5. If your slope is 6 and the y-intercept is 5, how would I write that equation? Y equals what? 6x, and that's a +5. So I put +5. Are we okay so far? Yeah. And then, let's see. I have one more, and then I'll let you get started on the first part, right? Y'all want me to break this up into, yeah? Okay. Well, I'm on problem 2 out of 4, so I thought that might be a good stopping point to let y'all do some. Okay, so let me finish this one. Here's the last one of this problem. They give us this little graph. Does anybody know the slope? Okay, on B, they don't tell me anything but give me a graph. How could I find the slope? Well, it's down 1 and over how many? 1, 2. How do I write that? Down 1 and over 2. Does that make sense for our slope? Now, where's the y-intercept? What number does it cross my y-axis at? At -3. That's my B. So now can we write an equation? Y equals what? -1/2 x -3. Okay. How was that?
Wait, what?
Okay. On this one, you need 2 things. You need a slope and a y-intercept. So I'm looking at my graph to figure these out. So my slope, I go down 1 and over 2. So that's my slope. I should have written that. I'll write this. My slope is down 1 over 2. Run 2. Then my intercept, where does it cross the y-axis? It's at -3. So that's why it's this right here. Are y'all okay with that one? Do we need one more with a graph?
No.
Anybody? Speak now. Y'all just want to look at your paper
Yes.
and see what's on there? Okay. Let me pause my video. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So it's y equals mx plus b. Ew.
It's a rose bush.
Okay, so I need to solve my equation for y. Okay, I'm going to get y all by itself. So on my first problem, this is not on your worksheet. It says 5x minus 4y equals 16. How would I get the y by itself? That's all they want me to do. What do I move first? Yeah, you're either going to add or subtract that 5x. So we're going to subtract it over here. It's basically just taking something and moving it to the other side if you don't want to write this step. So I keep my -4y, and I have a -5x plus 16. I always like to write my x first like they have. Does that make sense? Yes? Is everybody good with that first step?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then what's left to do?
Divide by -4.
Yeah, I'm going to divide everything by that -4, just each little number. So divide by -4. And remember, fractions are not scary with this. They're actually good because they give you a rise over run. So I get y equals, what's a negative divided by a negative?
Positive.
A positive
Wait, no, it's.
5/4 x.
Okay, I'm so confused. Okay, never mind.
You got it now?
I thought we were looking at 16.
And then a negative 4. So I'm just going to put a minus 4. That's my slope-intercept form.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going to do another one. You'll notice it's pretty much those same steps every time, just about, where you add or subtract and then we divide. Okay?
Okay, I got a question now. So
Yeah.
we were subtracting that negative, or 5x or whatever.
Yeah.
Would you want it to be that x, like the 5x in the front?
Yes, because what do they have right here?
Right there.
Yeah. That keeps things just more consistent. Like, it's where it looks the same every time.
Wait.
Yeah?
The 5 over the 4 is the slope.
Yeah, the 5 over the 4 is the slope. Let me do one more. I'm going to have 3x plus 2y equals 18. So, what? What do I move?
3x.
The 3x. And since it was positive, I'm subtracting it. And again, I like for my x to come first. So I'm writing 2y equals, I have a negative 3x and a positive 18. Negative 3x plus 18. Then I have one more step. What is it?
I got
I need to move that 2. So I divide everything by 2 and see what happens. A negative 3 halves x plus 9. I know y'all have already started. Y'all can do number 7 and number 8, okay? And on number 8, like, y'all just make sure you reduce.
No.
Uh-huh.
I got
They It's my class, not Dr. Brown. Okay, now make a mapping diagram. Which one of these matches? Can we tell? My x values are -3, 0, 3, and 5. Then I list my y values, and I should have, what do I have? -1, 1, 2, and 6. So, and just make sure that they all map correctly. Everybody gets that? And it's A? Yes, we understand number 1. Okay. Then we have one like number 2. I don't like these because they're kind of hard to tell where they are, but it asks for the domain and range. Remember, your domain is your x value. So how far left am I and how far right? Doesn't matter up and down right now. So for my domain, okay, it looks like I go over to, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like it's -1, 2, 3. All right, I'm just going to write that one down. It looks like it's -1.5, maybe a little bit more. 0. I'm over 1.5, I would say, and then 2, 3. Does that make sense, y'all? I'm just kind of seeing left and right, where am I going? That's all domain is. So do we see, there's probably only one of them that matches, and it's B. But if I was doing range, and I'll go over all this again on Monday, range would be how far up and down am I going? I'm going up as high as 4. What's another number? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 3. And that looks like what? 1.5? And isn't that what they have here?
So you don't have to repeat those again?
No, you don't repeat on any of them, not domain or range. It just wants to know, hey, tell me what all values there are. No need in listing them a bunch of times. Okay, let me just do 2 more. Y'all said 4. All right. Is this a function? Look at your x value. That's all you have to do. Is that a function?
Wait, no.
No, because of this right here, it's not a function. So you would just put no. Are we good with these so far? Okay. And then we have, let's see. Oh, can I just do 5?
No.
It's my sheet.
You said 4.
I did, but look, it's just, it finished this. It's a, I know, I'm just going to be a liar today. Okay, is this one a function?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it
the
is.
4 only goes to one number, the 7, the 10, the 12, they only have one number that they go with. Now, this just said, I just like this one, we're going to go over it. Last one. Use the vertical line test. Which one is a
B.
function?
B.
Yeah, for a second I thought that was B. Yes, this one is a function. That one doesn't pass the vertical line, that one doesn't, so B is your function. Okay, so that's about half of the review. The other stuff starts to look more like the direct variation in today's stuff. Are we feeling good about the quiz though? Especially the first half. Now y'all have the last little bit of class to review for Dr. Brown. You've got 5 minutes.